Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Today I want to do the judge a book by its cover book tag. And I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I saw this making the rounds and I thought that it would be fun, so here we are. The first is break the ice, show a couple of your personal favorite book covers. So I have a few here. I love this illustrated cover with The Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. My favorite part of it is the naked hardback, which is shiny but has like the fruits and I think, yeah, these are mostly fruits, but yeah, I mean, I think it's just vibrant and beautiful, and I think it really captures what the story is about. I love, I know we're talking about covers, but I'm gonna expand it a little bit to just book design. I love colored pages, so I have If We Were Villains here by ML Rio, and I love the all black, really captured my eye. And then I don't know if you can see, but there is like textured designs on the cover as well, which I love. Then I love this other illustrated book cover for a middle grade fantasy book, Ghost Squad by Claribel Ortega. And then in the hard back, you also see, you might be able to see that it has the sun design and the title on it as well, and I just think it's beautiful. And there's a lot of details that are in this cover that, I mean, it's just super, it's very beautiful, but also super duper cute. And then we have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I think this one does such a good job of capturing like the creepy essence of the book itself, and it's just beautiful. I think the naked hardback is like not as it kind of leaves you wanting a little bit, because the illustration on the cover is so beautiful that you kind of want the naked hardback to be just as beautiful. But regardless, that's a gorgeous cover. Then we have, what is the absolute best cover that you own? So the absolute best cover that I own, and again, it extends beyond cover to just like the book design itself, but it is this edition of Pride and Prejudice. This is the Folio Society edition. I got it for my birthday last year, and it's just beautiful. It is cloth bound, it's like painted. I mean, this is just gorgeous. It has illustrations inside for those of you who are curious. It is my all-time favorite edition so far of Pride and Prejudice, and if you know anything about me, you know that I have many of them. Show the absolute worst cover that you own. So I really don't have that many, because I don't know, I've either gotten really lucky and the books that I have just don't have like horrible covers, or I think there's only one time in which the book that I had a really ugly cover, and I donated it because it was a really like dingy used book anyway, and I really liked the story and I wanted to get a new edition of it anyway, which I think was like Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. I still have not bought the replacement, but I don't have it to show. But I'm not a huge fan of like these modern library classics. I don't know, like I don't think the illustration is bad. I don't know, I'm not a fan of these covers with like this giant box here and another one down here. I think it cuts off the design. I'm not a fan of these. But show the coolest cover you have that features a weapon. So I actually didn't have that many, but I did find The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch, which has our female main character Sabitha has like a bunch of daggers, and they're all bloody, and this is really cool. I wish I had these in a larger, like a trade paperback or hardcover, because they are one of my favorite series of all time. I only have them in mass market, but at some point I would like to collect them as like a special edition. Show the most unique book cover that you have. So I actually have two that I really want to show off. So the first is the book, A Cover-to-Cover Exploration of the Most Powerful Object of Our Time by Keith Houston. And so this is a like naked hard cover. Like this is what you would have underneath even the paper covering of what is underneath the sleeve. So when you zoom in, it has details for every part of the cover and the book. So you have the head, the title, the foredge, the foot, the subtitle. This is the binding tape. This is the hinge. On the spine, you have the logo, the spine, the head cap. It's just so good. And then in the back, you have a quote, a synopsis, which is all of this is called the verso, the bio. It's just so interesting. I mean, and seeing what the content of the book is, like it's a history of books. I think that's so creative, and it's I mean, it's just beautiful. I've tried to start it a couple of times, but it's like really detailed. It's kind of, it might be one of these that I just kind of browse through every now and then, or have as a, not, I don't know, really a coffee table book per se, but yeah, this might be a little bit of a tough one to get to, but I really want to, because obviously the content of it is just very interesting. And then I have another Pride and Prejudice edition, of course, and this one I love because the sleeve of it is actually all cut out, and so there is a plastic cover on top. It almost looks a little bit like a library book, and it's because, I mean, it's so cut up in detail that any of these can get stuck on something and break. And this is book 2151 of 10,000 of these that were made, and this is the this is the Seasons edition by Thomas Nelson. Do you judge a book by its cover? What is a book that totally lived up to how good the cover was, or the cover did a great job of capturing the vibe of the book? Let's see. I think that a book that did a great job of capturing the like the vibe of the book is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gaby Rivera. This edition, I love the color, I love the image on the side. I think it does a really good job of really capturing who Juliet is, and just her life and everything that she's learning. And then again, we go back to kind of the design of it as well. The end papers are beautiful, and then this is the end papers that sort of show off parts of her life in New York, and then the back, which is green, is the life that she had briefly in Portland. And yeah, I mean, I just think it's cool, and it's like hip, and it's awesome. It's everything that Juliet is. A book that I bought simply because the cover was captivating. I'm not really sure why, because I actually don't think this is a great cover, but the reason that I bought this is just because it caught my attention. I think it was like the bold red. The bottom is like water and a man's hand coming out, so I mean, it's really simple. It's really not the best, it's not an amazing cover. I like the spine, but I don't know. Yeah, I saw it in a display at Barnes when I worked there, and I gravitated towards it, and I bought it. And it's the first Elizabeth George that I have ever read, and I've since continued to buy her books because I want to read her whole series. So if that tells you anything. Embarrassing book cover. Show a book that was great but the cover was cringe. Yeah, like I said, I don't really have any of those. I have a book that I don't like the cover, but the book itself also wasn't great, and so I don't like this cover of Carrie by Stephen King. I didn't think the book was great, and I don't think the cover is either. It's like a white flower with a skull in the middle. I don't know. Let's see. Show off your special editions or fancy books. So I did show off a couple of my fancy editions, which are the Pride and Prejudice books. I actually have 2 full videos where I go into detail of the editions that I have. Every so often when I have enough to make another video, I will, because they continue to release editions of Pride and Prejudice, and I'm going to continue to buy them probably. So I will link both of those videos down below if you would like to check them out. Yeah, there are some of my favorites just because I get to show off the books that I love the most. So as always, thank you for watching and for listening. Let me know if you've done this. If you would like to do it, feel tagged, and then let me know so that I can check it out. As always, I love you all very much.